A new SMS from.
All right, thank you very much for joining us. This is Serious Matters on ONIF TV. Thank you very, very, very much. This is Serious Matters. My name is Olukunle Browns. Please do enjoy this video and share our videos with others. Drop your comment, make them simple and civil. Please do like our videos and share them. Please, we'll appreciate you. Thank you very much. Well, it's still just an update on doing Okupe's case. Apparently, he has paid the 13 million naira option fine and so escapes 2-year jail term. Of course, there have been a lot of talks since the conviction of the DG of the Presidential Campaign Council of the Labour Party. Of course, the most competent of all the candidates that are running, and of course the one who we call the frontliner, Mr. Peter Obi's party, has been under fire for quite some hours now after his DG of his Presidential Campaign Council, was convicted and was to be sent to jail if he did not meet up the option fine by the court. Dr. Donye Okupe, a former senior special assistant to the ex-president Goodluck Jonathan, was on Monday found guilty of receiving over 200 million naira cash from a former national security advisor, Colonel Sambo Dasuki, retired. Well, he was therefore sentenced to 2 years imprisonment by Justice Ijoma of a federal high court in Abuja with an option fine of 500,000 naira on each of the 26 count charge for which he was convicted or found guilty. Delivering her judgment, Justice Ojukwu held that Okupe, who is the first defendant in the suit filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, violated the Money Laundering Act. She said he had up to 4:30 p.m. to pay the fine option totaling 13 million naira on all the charges he was found guilty of or be sent to the Kuje Correctional Center. Justice Ojukwu, in sentencing Okupe, considered the pleading for leniency from the convict's wife Omolola and his son Adesunkanmi, while stating that the Money Laundering Act provided that no individual organization shall receive any sum above 5 million naira and 10 million naira respectively without passing through a financial institution. The judge held that there is no evidence that the money passed through a financial institution and that Okupe was not a financial institution, and that even if the president was said to have authorized the funds, he did not say the money must be paid in cash. Consequently, the court found Okupe guilty in counts 34, 35, 36 to 59 and set him free from count 1 to 33 because the first prosecution failed to establish the charges of money laundering and criminal breach of trust and corruption against the NSA. And so it's important. We were going to look at this from two different angles. We're going to look at it as it touches his current position. I saw a video by Reno Mokri, a former aide to also former President Goodluck Jonathan, where he is he's indicting Peter Obi's personality as touching Dr. Okupe's, issue. It doesn't work that way. Let's be wise and let's not just talk. It doesn't work that way. Yes, it's do you say everything about what's it called is right, everything about Okupe is right, and then where Peter Obi should know that he was a saint or he is not a saint and all of that. Recall that it is not only Peter Obi who made him, the DG. There are other people in the party. And so why would you just, look at things from just one angle? He was not the only person who made him DG. And of course, remember that Peter Obi is even new in the Labour Party. He's only enjoying the grace of God, of the wisdom of God in the life of the likes of Pat Utomi and the likes who are, principal in the party. And so I don't think, rubbing off what happens to Okupe on what happens to on Peter Obi is actually the right thing to do at this time. And so I will not say more than that. So we should be guided in our utterances and the way we, marry issues together. Of course, maybe they're just for political gain. You're just trying to sell your own candidate and all of that. And then the candidate that you stand for, we know what former President Olusegun Obasanjo just said about him now. And it's all over the place. In fact, as a matter of fact, when it comes to money laundering and all of this, you should not, nobody should talk from that angle at all. You should be ashamed, to even point an accusing finger at somebody, whereas, on your side is loaded, the in thing called corruption itself. Well, so nobody should be accused. And the other side is the leniency with which the case was handled. Well, maybe I will handle it in 3 phases. Like I said, I will handle it in 3 phases. I said 2, but I will add 3. I'll handle it in 3 phases. I think. Secondly, I was going to say I would have said that it's also a fight. It's also an attack on Labour Party. I won't be wrong anyway if I say that it's also an attack on Labour Party, to desecrate the personality or the personality of Peter Obi, which I had already mentioned earlier on, and also the party, to mess up the party, and which is not going to be. It's not going to work. We are not going to be distracted. The Nigerians are brighter. They now know better. We are awake from our slumber. So no little things like this will distract us. And so we understand Punch had given us the news earlier on this morning. Credit to Punch, however, gathered that Okupe succeeded in paying his fine before the deadline and was allowed to go. Okupe has paid. They returned with the bank papers around 4:25, which is just about 5 minutes to, the time to elapse. The court processed it and everybody signed, including the EFCC lawyer. Shortly after his release, Okupe tweeted, "God is not man. The enemies have tried in so many ways, but kept on failing. Victory is of God." Well, on the part of Labour Party, Labour Party is saying, meanwhile, the leaders are saying that, we've heard what happened, but then they are going to actually, first of all, obtain a copy of the judgment, go through it, and of course, they would make their position known, whether they are going to have to relieve Dr. Donye Okupe of his position as the DG of the Presidential Campaign Council of Obidati, and so before they take their stance, and so that's the position for now. And so it's not like they have removed him as being the chairman of the party. And also, I was going to say, thirdly, on my opinion, is that this leniency, if people had, do you think there should be an option of fine? If somebody had embezzled money, if you embezzle money and you are caught and you're found guilty, I think such persons should both pay money, pay back, and also be punished. Because if it becomes a tradition that if I steal 200 million, I would only be, when I'm caught, and if I'm caught and anything goes wrong, I'll be said to pay 13 million naira, and I'll be going back home. So that means I make a gain of, 177. You understand? You know what I'm talking about. 187 million naira, and that's a lot. And so it becomes, I don't know. I don't think it should become a tradition. And in fact, cases at the lower level are handled more, more tediously than it's handled at the top there. The people at the top seem to be enjoying, even despite the fact that corruption, is, they're embedded in it. A lot of people who are caught in it are eventually get away with it. Some of them said they are being relieved, they should go back home and all of that. Well, this is still Serious Matters on ONIF TV. Please do drop a comment, make them simple and civil. Let us know what your opinions are, and please do share this video with others. We'll appreciate you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.